Education is a human right with immense power to transform. On its foundation rests the cornerstones of freedom, democracy, and sustainable human development. This afternoon, the government of the country, St. Martin, took a significant step in magnifying the place of education and higher education in particular in our society by endorsing the long-awaited tripartite agreement that allows for the establishment of a law program in St. Martin, carried out by the University of Curaçao, Dr. Moises da Costa Gomez, and hosted at our very own University of St. Martin. A few implications can be extracted from this wonderful moment, and I would like to share my thoughts. First, the strong government of St. Martin has demonstrated its commitment to the country by recognizing the sustainable development and even recovery is not possible without an institution of higher education, and where knowledge can be deposited and from where knowledge can be disseminated at the service of the people of St. Martin. I congratulate Minister Smith in leading the process of carrying out the work of his predecessors and colleagues, the legal experts of St. Martin, and the many who for years have worked very hard to make a law program at USM possible. The establishment of a law program at USM in partnership with the University of Curaçao put the country on a glorious path. We have already reached the point of no return, and our government has unleashed the forces of goodwill and yearning for good governance by the possibility of shaping St. Martin's homebred legal personnel. The agreement is also a testimony of partnership and solidarity among our brothers and sisters of the Dutch Caribbean. No one from afar dictated this collaboration. This collaboration is an autochthonous work of art that symbolizes the many possibilities of progress among our Caribbean people within the framework of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The University of Curaçao Law Program at USM elevates our national institution of higher education to scientific status, that is, wetenschappelijk onderwijs, within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. By virtue of our relationship with the University of Curaçao, which is an accredited institution with accredited programs, we are now endowed by law to enter into agreements with other institutions of scientific research. This means development not only for USM, but for the entire country, as it allows us to entertain hosting other areas where scientific research is deemed necessary. Today it is law, tomorrow it will be psychology and social work, biology, agroecology, linguistics, and perhaps environmental sciences. Step by step, we are going to create a St. Martin where traveling abroad for higher education is an enhancement to our body of knowledge and a choice, and no longer an obligation. Accompanying the law program will be our own USM 1.5-year pre-law program, which will prepare those who are interested in pursuing a BA and/or a MA in law in the required skills necessary to complete the university-level education. Dr. Francis Delanoy and Dr. Flora Gaurapel have already extended their warm hands of solidarity and promised to support us in providing this service to our students. Once again, on behalf of the University of St. Martin Foundation Board of Directors, the University of St. Martin faculty and staff, I thank them as I thank our Minister of Education, the entire Council of Ministers, Her Excellency Leona Marlin Romeo,
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGE.
Tell them. Connecting you.
How many jobs are now and in the position of being lost? How many jobs are still not being filled in? And what does this mean for the country? At the end of the day, governments are elected to create jobs for the people, security for the people, housing for the people. And in my position, I feel that the only thing that we're looking at and we're giving all the priority to is whatever the World Bank is coming with these little crumbs at a time. Here you can fix your fire department, here you can fix your police station, and we are not looking at the creation of jobs for the country of this island. We are not looking at making sure to take what the people need on St. Martin. The question that I would have as well, and mainly speaking for the employees now, the Maho Group and even the Great Bay Group, I believe that a program was commissioned or done with government about the retraining of its staff, of which I had the opportunity to even visit the NEPA and see the staff being trained and retrained, and all, in my opinion, I know nearly half of them, or most of them, are local people that are going to school because they are, required to do so in order to be able to get part of their salary. What has happened with the situation with their SZV, and I understand that many of them have a position that they are no longer getting SZV, although they are still on the payroll. And if that is the case now, so that means we have hundreds of people again with a position of not being able to get basic medical health care in the country. Then the question would be, what are we doing? Where are we going with this? So if the minister can also tell me, and that is no request from the group itself, because I haven't seen it on their list of packages, or in their list of the package, but what is happening to those employees there? The same thing, Minister, I believe that also if we want to take St. Martin to a different level, the small buyer that comes to the island that wants to buy, say, a condominium or a timeshare and ends up wanting to be here 3 months or longer, or those that, for example, want to spend their retirement in St. Martin. If we look at what it means to buy a condominium here in St. Martin and be able to live here 6 months out of the year and go back, and I'm not talking about taking any jobs from any locals, but actually providing income for the country. If you see what they have to go through, and an American couple walked me through that the other day. They own a unit at the Cliff. They said, Theo, for us to get a telephone line from Telem, because they are non-resident, so they have to put up $2,500 because they're basically non-local, $2,500 to get a telephone line. Okay, so they ended up having to get a cellular, but they wanted a telephone line. All right, now they want to make sure to do the right things. They go to the bank to try and open up a bank account so that they can pay GB and the same Telem and that. By the time the bank is finished with them, treating them like a criminal, because it takes them another 6 months to open up just a bank account to be able to pay GB and Telem and everything else like that. There we go. Then for you, if you want to become a resident of the country to stay the 6 months, then you got to go through that process. So it takes you, out of the 6 months that you're here, another 3-4 months to get the residence permit. And then if you want to put the condominium into, let's say, a business license, you got to go through another whole process to get that going. So nothing is friendly as even the buyer on St. Martin anymore. That is why probably we don't use the issue of the friendly island anymore, that slogan, because we are totally unfriendly when it comes to investment in the country. And then we ask ourselves, no, you got to come to St. Martin. But guess what? The rest of the Caribbean has caught up to St. Martin and is even surpassing St. Martin now when it comes to tourism levels. And this is across the board on every level. If you take the cruise tourism industry itself, I can assure you that if you look up what Royal Caribbean did in Jamaica, in the port of Falmouth, basically the Jamaican government invested their own money in a port that is more or less owned by Royal Caribbean. And this is going on throughout the Caribbean, so it is not something new that we are giving away the whole baby and the bath water, but we are not looking at being able to help ourselves. And to me, too much time and effort is being spent on being able to only appease whatever the World Bank says to do, and millions is being spent on terms of looking at how to make sure the people pay more taxes, and to make sure anybody that don't pay taxes, well, you know where you're going, investigation, here we go. So to me, where is the incentive in this country that used to be friendly?
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Viv now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact Wib today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices. The Wynwood Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
Who you're for.
Tell them. Connecting you.
While this meeting was called on request for information about the Maho Group Sunwing, I would like to just take it a little further and seeing what across the board can be done about big hotels and investors on that level for the country. So my questions that I have are more in that, I will be headed in that direction. To what extent are the financial aid requests of the Maho Song Wing different than requests submitted by other hotel groups in the past? To what extent is there any synchronization with the Ministry of TIAT and Labor, seeing that the establishment of a high-end hotel, especially post-Irma, has significant economic and social, in the labor field, impact on our island? Have other hotel groups reached out post-Irma requesting the same type of financial assistance? What demands would government attach to granting possible financial aid or economic incentives? Has government received a feasibility study to see to what extent the Maho Sun Wing Group or any other hotel would be able to establish themselves without government's assistance? So they will be able to, if we did not give any assistance at all, what would they be able to do for themselves? And if they would not be able to do so, what would be the financial, social, and economic impact on our country? How many persons would be without jobs? In other words, how much taxes would government not collect? Now, while I understand why the Minister of Finance is here, why is only the Minister of Finance present today, as a request of the Maho Sun Wing specifically is one that would have direct consequences for our country's financial situation, economically, and the labor market? And so with that said, I would like to know what's the stance or the position of the entire COM on matters such as this.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Stephanie Medina, and I play football with the Walichi Women's Soccer team. I have represented St. Martin in many different games. For example, the Dutch Caribbean Women's Soccer Cup. I played against Bonaire, Aruba, and Curacao right here in this stadium. Sports matter to me because it makes me happy, it keeps me fit and healthy, and it is very fun. So I asked the business community to take on this challenge and help us rebuild our facilities. And I also asked the community to nominate the local businesses in your area and take on the challenge and step up for sport. Why? Because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sport Facebook page for more information. Hashtag sports matter, hashtag are you in?
Now, for 5 consecutive years since 2012, all of our 6th grade students have sat a general school leaving examination. It's called the Foundation-Based Education Exit Examination. In short, FBE Exit Exam. This year, a total of 509 6th graders sat the FBE Exit Exam. They were required, as has been the case in previous years, to demonstrate their level of understanding and proficiency in 4 subjects: English, Dutch, mathematics, and general knowledge. Now, for the past years, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports has recognized those students who obtained the highest scores on the FBE exit exam. And this year, the ministry will be doing the same. So next week, Tuesday, August 28th, a number of students will be recognized for their academic achievements. Normally, the ministry selects the 5 top students who have scored the highest in the 4 subjects combined. However, on Tuesday, we will be awarding 7 students with the highest overall scores. Why 7? Because this year we had a tie in which 3 students scored the same top scores. Besides giving awards based on the highest overall scores, the ministry also recognizes the top students in each subject area. In other words, the students who scored exceptionally well in the subjects Math, English, Dutch, and General Knowledge will also be honored. The ceremony will take place, as I said, next Tuesday afternoon, August 28th, here at the Government Administration Building. I know that the situation at the PSVE school has very much the attention of the media. But I can also assure you, it also has the attention of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports. I've had talks with the school board of the Foundation for Academic and Vocational Education, FAVE. I've spoken to the principal, and I've also met with the Windward Islands Teachers Union on this matter. Tomorrow, God willing, I will go to the school to listen to the PSVE teachers and staff to hear their grievances and their concerns. Having been a teacher myself, I have great confidence in the teachers, whom I'm sure, just like me, have the education and the well-being of the students at heart. We must realize, though, that wherever people work together, wherever people live together and even play together, there will be misunderstandings and disagreements. And as human beings, we will not always see eye to eye with each other. But there's always a common goal. And in this case, at the PSVE, it is the 300 students who need us. It's the 300 students who need the teachers and the staff. It's the 300 students who need the management and the board and the ministry for us all to work together, so that together we deliver solid, quality education so that they, the students, can be educated and well prepared to be the future of St. Martin. So I'm going to listen to the teachers with an open mind and try to mediate to resolve the conflict in the best interest of the students. This week, I was invited to the Central Committee of Parliament to present the nominations for the Monument Council. We presented 7 prospective members, namely Patrice Gums as chairman, Alfonso Bladen, Marla Shimon, Alexis Velasquez, Natasha Richardson, Donovan Smith, and Nzinga Lake. And now it's up to the Parliament to call a public meeting to approve these names so that the Monument Council can begin its work on advising the Minister and the Parliament on matters related to monument care on St. Martin. We were also invited to the Central Committee of Parliament to present the new law on study financing. The Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports has been working on drafting this law for many years. And I want to acknowledge my predecessors and the Department of Education for their tenacity and their perseverance as they prepared draft after draft after draft until we now have a law that reflects the realities of study financing, because the policies that the Division of Study Financing has been working with for the last 20 years have now finally been put in a law. I have to be back in Parliament on Monday coming to answer several questions that they asked, but I truly hope that Parliament will give this law priority and will call a public meeting in the near future to pass the law on study financing. A new decree that the Ministry of Education just completed and submitted to the Council of Ministers is the National Decree on the Funding of Schools. As you know, government subsidizes schools, public as well as private. In other words, the school boards on St. Martin are subsidized by government, but they are also autonomous. So, for example, the school boards have their own hiring policy, and that is the reason that the Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports can make the public aware of the teacher shortage. But, as you know, the minister does not hire teachers. The minister, in his capacity as minister, receives the information about numbers of teachers from schools, and this, of course, has to do with the subsidy that the private schools are granted. But the minister does not have the authority to announce to the public which schools have a shortage and whether they are short of X number of teachers or whether they're short of subject teachers. We have that information and we present it as general information. The information pertaining to each school and information pertaining to teachers, that's the sole authority of and competency of the school boards. The minister does not have the authority to sit on the chair of the school board.